Okay, today is June the 6th, 2016. Right now at 10:30 p.m. in the foothills of Los Angeles, we have a temperature of 62 degrees. The relative humidity is 72%. The barometric pressure is 29.91. That's dropping a little bit since yesterday. And we have a dew point of 53 degrees. And today we had much cooler temperatures in the valleys. And we did see a lot of chemtrail haze moving in from offshore. We can see there's a lot of chemtrail haze moving in that blew in off on the wind. We also have another moisture field right here moving in towards Southern California, and I expect to see more chemtrails tomorrow, Tuesday. So we'll keep an eye out for that. And here we have a low pressure system spinning. This is 1010 millibar. And we have a transmitter on this core. We can see the shapes it's making. And we also have a high pressure blockade right here. This is the jet stream moisture field right here. And this is running right into this wall that's been built in with a phased array type transmitter. And that is maintaining separation. This moisture field is not being allowed to feed that vortex. Otherwise, this would gain strength, and we might get some rain in California. So that's part of the plan, is to minimize the rain in California, particularly Southern California. We haven't had much rain. We have a drought down here, and we're going to get Donald Trump straightened out on that. We do have a serious drought here in Southern California. Northern California is a different story, but we do have. We can see that moisture field just dead-ending right there. We've got a blockade right there. Okay, right down here we have another disturbance being blown to pieces. Right there we can see the blast pattern. And over here, way out in the eastern East Pacific, there is a separate tropical depression. 1E is being worked on by a transmitter, and they've hidden their work tonight. It's all been photoshopped, so we have no evidence to show you on the visible light map tonight, but except for the photoshopping work. Here we see the blast pattern pretty well, right down here. And this giant supercell has been blown to pieces. You see the color change there. Also, we can see all the moisture in this system moving towards the west coast. And that big void right here, this blockade that's been built in with a transmitter, that is evaporating most of this moisture and preventing any merging between these two, this moisture field and that weather system. All right, here's the jet stream. We can see that jet stream moisture field pretty much stopping right here where that low is. Transmitter is evaporating all that moisture right there. So, all right, here is the surface analysis map, and we can see that this is that 1010 millibar low right here. This has a transmitter on it. We can see the occluded front, this purple occluded front right here. And that is from the heat being generated in the core, that transmitter. Right here we have a high position right next to this low. Now, high pressure flows to low pressure. This low did not just run into this high. The high pressure was installed here, and that is going to prevent a lot of this, probably block this from moving straight into Southern California. So we'll probably, tomorrow on this map, we'll probably see that this low is moving to the northeast. Also, we have high pressure positioned all through the Gulf of Alaska area here, and that will block this next system here. We have a gale that's moving to the northeast. We have some cold fronts and things here. This high pressure will maintain separation between this low, all this weather out here, and what's happening right here. All right, we have a gale indicated here, and we have some troughs shown, and we do have much lower pressure, so we'll have to wait and see what they give us. If we start getting a lot of rain in Southern California, I'll stop making these videos. That's the deal. Okay. All right, here is the western U.S. water vapor loop, and we can see the at 1010 millibar low pressure system inching its way towards the west coast. We do have chemtrail activity going on right here in this area, and also throughout this area right in here. We can see the chemtrails right in here and right out in this area. Transmitter, we can see that area, that blockade that's been built out with a transmitter right here, preventing the jet stream from merging with that vortex and strengthening that system. Also, we have a lot of thunderstorms right here over Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and all this area. We have moisture right here moving towards Southern California. We should expect to see more chemtrail spraying tomorrow. We saw a lot of that today. We saw the aerosols were laid out offshore and then they blew in. We saw a lot today. Even though we had much cooler temperatures, it was still not as damp and cool as it should be for June. All right, here's a good shot of what's happening to this disturbance. This has been worked on all last week or so, last 4 or 5 days. You can see the blast pattern, and but this system right here is actually strengthened. They're showing now, I think, a 30% chance of hurricane formation in 2 days. So we'll keep an eye on that. That is being blown apart. Let's look at the infrared loop. We can see the diminishment in the core, blast pattern all along the edges. Looks like little icicles all along the edges. That's the blast pattern. That's the evidence of the blast pattern. If we go to the visible light mode right now, we can see a pretty good ring all the way around this system, moving out, extending out. Let's go ahead and stop this and just, I'm going to go back and forth on this, and we can see that ring moving out. Just rocking this video back and forth on the frames. First 4 or 5 frames, we can see that circular blast ring. So that is being worked on. They've hidden their work. We can't see the dimple marks, but that system is being worked on. And we will go ahead and take a look at the East Coast right now. We have this tropical storm that has just moved right over Florida, moving right over Florida right there and out into the Atlantic. See that moisture field? That's a substantial moisture field. We also have high pressure. This is a blockade. This is all man-made high pressure, the transmitter, and that is going to separate this lower pressure area right here from merging with this system moving out to the northeast. All right, that'll maintain separation. Here's the rainbow loop. See the intensity of that system right there. Okay, let's look next at the hurricane center map. This is the East Pacific, and we can see that this disturbance has strengthened to 30% chance of hurricane formation in 48 hours. And over here we have Tropical Depression 1E with 35 mile/hour winds, core pressure at 1,006 millibar, and this is moving northeast at 7 miles per hour. So this is going to move right probably into the Gulf of Mexico. Keep an eye on that. Okay. Contrast is not too good. All right. All right. Let's look next at the, this is the East Pacific water vapor loop. We can see Tropical Depression 1E right here. And this system actually is being blown apart. We can see the bottom of this system blowing out on the last couple of frames, starting to blow out. This is not the greatest map showing the detail. If we go to the rainbow, or rather the infrared rainbow map, they are now photoshopping this area in these infrared loops. They're starting to Photoshop these, and the way we can tell, the way we can determine that is that there is a looks like a tic-tac-toe pattern in here, and these red color cubes are all about 1/4 inch and maybe between 3/8 of an inch, or somewhere around 1/4 of an inch across on this map, and so they can average the color content much more easily and hide the diminishment, like what we're seeing over right here. Right here we can see all that color change. What they're doing here is that they are averaging the colors using some video editing technology. Like if you take a something and put it out of focus, or you try to hide, granulate the video. I forget the exact term that the producers use for that technique, but that's what they're doing here, and that is hiding the color change. So this is actually false information according to the grid down here. This scale, this is not accurate because they're hiding their work here, and the way they're doing that is they're averaging all the colors in here, and so that is being done to hide the work. Now if we go to the visible loop, we can see the Photoshop right here. Let's just stop this and walk through it. You can see the storm here bubbling up, and then we have the day to night transition, and then right here they're hiding their work. We can see the fluorescent overlay here and over here, and so all that detail is hidden. But like I say, they were doing this. They started to do this kind of work about 7 months ago. Wasn't too long after we started showing the dimples on these storms that they started to wise up and try to hide their work. Okay, let's look at the sea level pressure map. We can see the high out here, and we have this low pressure system moving towards California, and this is a high pressure right next to that low. We have low pressure right out over Arizona, Nevada, and part of eastern California. Right here is the 500 millibar map, and we can see the upper level low spinning, and all this high pressure right here, which could block some of this. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm expecting chemtrails. We'll hopefully it won't be spraying this too much. I'd like to see some rain. I'd like to see our rain gauge get up to about 20 inches this year. Make it for the last couple of years. All right, here is the 300 millibar map. We can see the upper level low right here, and hopefully we'll get some rain out of this. But we do see that there is some chemtrailing going on. We have another low right here. Now let's take a look at the this is the SSEC water vapor loop, and we can see some good detail, chemtrail spraying detail right all through here, spraying back and forth horizontally all through this area. And these are not commercial jets on their way to Hawaii. This is these guys were assigned to spray aerosols over this jet stream, this moisture field here that is winding into the core. This map here is indicating that we're seeing some merging of water vapor into this core. And on the other map, which is, we'll take another look at that, but anyhow, there are chemtrails all through this area here, right in here. All right, that pretty much summarizes the, that's the summary for tonight. And if we go back to this same map here, we saw this earlier. This is that channel of dry air. So one of these maps is not accurate, but I'm willing to bet that this is accurate. This is the one that is accurate, because this is not strengthening. And if this moisture field was allowed to feed that vortex, it would spool right up, and we'd have a lot of rain to fix California's drought. Okay, so that's it. We will do another update tomorrow.